So now you can do little experiments on your own and see whether they actually make a change instead of guessing.
Well,
Yeah, that's a lot, eh?
yeah, I just don't want to get lost in the data and not get any products made. That's all.
Yeah, that's super important. Thank you so much for saying that, because data is fun, but it's a trap, right? Hi, TPT sellers. It's Mike Fichigami. I am the host of the SEOTpreneur channel. I'm super excited today because I have a new guest. Hi, Paula.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I am fantastic. A little bit nervous because we're recording the live stream, but then afterwards we're going to edit it. So it's a little bit new for me. Did you want to introduce yourself to the SEOTpreneur YouTube community?
Hi, I'm Paula Plumer, and I've opened a TPT store, and it's called Waltzing Blossom Literacy. I'm a relatively new seller. I've been on TPT for a year and a half, and so I'm learning all the tips and tricks from Mike.
I actually really love chatting with Paula because I'm constantly thinking about where she's at in your store. And then I sort of think about, okay, what do I need to do at my store? Because you have a very deep knowledge based on your teaching experience. I'm curious because we started chatting in the YouTube comments. So when did you start watching the SEOTpreneur channel, and when did you start to comment?
Well, I started watching probably about a year ago. And it took a while. I mean, some of your videos, honestly, were a little over my head when I first started teaching,
Right.
like doing the TPT store. But then as time went on, I started, understanding more of what you were talking about. And so it's probably about 6 months in when I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to start commenting.
And you left a comment, and I love that because it's neat when I reply to comments, because then I remember seeing your name a few times, like, oh, Paula. And so I start to build relationships with TPT sellers in the comments. What made you decide to jump into the pro side?
I think one of the things I really liked about your videos is you were using a bit of a broader base of understanding from the business world. And I really wanted to treat my store, Waltzing Blossom Literacy, as a business. And so you have some insights that I wasn't really hearing from other TPT coaches online. And so I thought, I'm going to give this a go.
That's kind of cool. So today we're going to talk about social proof and product descriptions and TPT sales. And right now, did you see what I do? Like if I break it down, I just added social proof. I had a TPT seller who has been watching for a long time and then started to comment and then started to join the pro side. And then in our Zoom club, we were chatting about some experiments and things. And so today we're going to figure out the answer to those questions. But I guess the question is always, how do we get social proof in our TPT stores? So Paula, do you want to share on your screen your store and give us an example of some of the things you've been playing with? Walk us through here what you've been doing, because social proof is part of the game.
So I think one of the challenges I've had as a new seller is that I'm getting a lot of downloads, but I'm not getting as many reviews. And I know that reviews are really important in the TPT algorithm. And so one of the things that we tried is to take some of my reviews. For example, this is my largest bundle, and we took the reviews and we started to intersperse them into the actual product description. So that's the number one thing we've been trying, because my reviews aren't showing up at the top of the page, largely because they're kind of lengthy, some of the reviews. And so this was what we were experimenting with, trying to get the reviews spaced throughout the product description to see if it would increase sales.
So, Paul, I love how you say, oh, the problem is some of my reviews are lengthy, because I always get these short little snippets. And when I look at your reviews, you're getting paragraphs. Your people are engaged. They're leaving a lot there. So I guess my question is, why do you think that is? Because I don't have that experience. Like, I'm happy if I get 3 sentences. But if I
get shorter ones too, but I actually contacted TPT because none of my reviews were showing up at the top of my products, and so consequently, what they said at the time my reviews were either too long or too short. So I wasn't.
Yeah.
I had
the automated system, right?
Right. So this was the strategy we tried. I'm still, low on reviews, and I know when I listen to people, they say, well, you just have to be patient and the reviews will come over time. And I've only been on for, a year and a half, but
Right.
that's, what we've been
Okay.
talking about.
Can you go back to that first review? Because it was a paragraph, really.
Mm.
I guess what I like is in the reviews, teachers are giving me clues about how they're using it. And those are the words that they're using in search, right? So if you were to look at this paragraph, what do you think would be a keyword for your product?
Well, first graders would definitely be a keyword. Reading.
Yeah. I wonder if foundations of reading is a thing. Like, because I've never heard that phrase, but is that a thing? Like I teach in grade 8 land. Is that a
Right.
thing in the primary land?
Yes, it is. So foundations, they have a section of the Common Core state standards called foundational skills.
Right.
So that's, I think, taken from there.
So basically what happened is Paula and I were chatting in a Saturday Zoom club meeting. And then I wondered, oh, if you put those comments in your product description, you are getting more keywords and you're going to get a higher keyword density for some of those things. So that was the wondering part. And then the social proof, right? Like the stars, and it says first grade teacher in bold. Okay. So we are going to play with a free seller tool, and Paula's going to you're my guinea pig today because I don't actually, I was telling Paula, like, because it's like math teachers. If you're really good at math, sometimes you don't know what you don't know about teaching math. But if you struggle with math, then sometimes you make some of the best math teachers because you get it. You get what kids don't get. So I would like to see the ABC tool in action if it's not me at the driver's seat.
I'm a little nervous.
That's okay. That's perfect because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to guess 90% of the teachers who use that free seller tool, that it's brand new to them, that Google Sheet was not a thing that they use. Paula, have you used Google Sheets before this?
No, I actually, I didn't even use Excel or any of those things in my capacity as a teacher. So teaching online for a year helped a lot with my skills. But, as a primary or elementary teacher, I just really, other than projecting onto a screen, I didn't necessarily use any of the spreadsheet applications.
I don't think you're alone. What I find in something I do on my store and something I do on the channel is whenever someone tells me something like feedback like that, I assume you actually represent a lot of people who have the same sort of thing. So I would imagine in that comment from that teacher who said foundations of reading, I wonder if that's a buzzword or a keyword, or like, I just wonder about that. Can you walk us through what you did? Because that's the social proof part here.
Okay, so the first thing I did to get it was I went on to one of your YouTube videos.
Oh, that's fascinating. Okay.
And then from there, let's see. This is the one I haven't watched yet.
So now when you told me that, I realized I need to put a link to that free seller tool all the time, right? Every interaction I have with a TPT seller or a teacher is a way to sort of figure out, oh, this is the path you took. I need to do that more. I don't actually even know if a free seller tool is in there.
Probably not the new one. Maybe this one right here.
Yeah. I now realize I have to put that everywhere. Thank you. I'm going to write that down. Or more accurately, I'll probably get a VA to do that. So Paula, you found me on one of the YouTube videos, and then you found a link to a free seller tool?
Right. It's right here in your product description.
Okay.
It's on your YouTube video. And so I just clicked that. And in this case, I think I just hit download, and then I had to put in my email address.
Right.
And then I had to go back and find my store, make the link to my store, put this in here. All right. Subscribe.
The store, subscribe. So then we get the email, and there's a link to confirm your subscription, which you click.
Right. And then here it comes. And then I just make a copy from here.
The latest and greatest. Fascinating. Mm-hmm. I love seeing you use it because I don't get a chance to see how teachers use the tool, right?
Right. So here it comes. And then I usually make a copy of it from here before I begin.
Right. And then you did something else. I think you changed the name at the front.
Right. Yeah. So when I do file, make a copy.
Right.
And in the front, I put a date. I've been putting a date on it, and largely because, you kept coming out with new and better versions. And so if I do this, then when I make my copy, then there it is.
I'm excited because, the data locker, I think, will be cool because then it's just one Google Sheet file where you can upload everything, and then just you point the newest version of the data sheet tool to the data locker. So we have a copy of the data tool. And so now Paula, I'm going to walk you through how to use the data locker. If you scroll down a little bit, oh, there it goes. So it says in green, it says the data locker, and then it says step 1, get the data locker sheet. So if you click on that link,
This one?
yep, and then click on the new link that shows up. You actually have to click on it twice. It's actually beside the green Google Sheet tool. You have to go a little bit lower. There you go. Perfect.
Oh, this one. Oh, okay. Not the.
It's a very odd way to do it. So this is going to be a copy of the data locker.
Okay.
And if you click on make a copy, so the data locker file won't change as much, but it might change every now and then. This is the orange data locker. So at the very bottom, I see it says TPT product stat CSV.
This one?
That one's probably the sales data. I think the one right beside it is the product stats data.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah. And then can you click on the zoom? So you have 3 data points. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And let's put in the first data point.
Okay. Do you want the date or do you want me just upload it?
Let's upload the data first.
Okay. So that's this little.
Yeah, you click in the yellow.
Okay.
Actually, do you know how to upload it without me walking you through? Like, can you walk?
I can see. Let's see. I can't remember. It's been a while. So I'm going to import, right?
So you click on file and then import.
And I put it on my desktop. So I'm going to upload.
So you have to upload it and then browse to where it is.
And so you want the first to last?
Yeah, actually, you can only put them one at a time. So let's put the first one in.
Okay. And then this is the part that I can't remember off the top of my head.
You have to change the location, the left drop down, and you have to change that to replace the data in the yellow cell at the selected cell. So at the bottom of that, there you go. And then that's it. And then you hit import data. Do you remember how to delete the row? Because we'll have to get rid of that title row. That's okay. So I like to click on the number 3 on row 3.
Okay.
On
So
the left side, I like to right click that.
And just do it.
It says delete row.
Okay.
Awesome. So what's new in the data locker is you actually have to put the date in. So if you click on the cell right underneath date, cell A3.
This one. Yeah.
You got it. And then if you type in the date, you just actually start typing and it'll show up in there. So I think you said the date was December 30th, 2023.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, that's perfect. They'll recognize that. And when you hit enter, let's see what happens. So if it's a date, it'll show up on the right-hand side because it always justifies number.
Right.
But if you typed it and Google Sheet didn't recognize it, and it, like if you misspelled December, for example, then it'll think it's a text box. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on that cell, December 30th, and we're going to go Control C to copy it.
Control C.
Yeah, to click on the cell that we were at. If you hold the Shift key down, and then you hold the down arrow on your keyboard, it should move the cursor down and select a bunch of things. Let's try that. So don't let go of the Shift because the Shift makes us select. Okay. And keeping the Shift down, now hit the up arrow and it'll go back up to 84. Nice.
Okay.
Perfect. And so because we've highlighted all of these, we can just go Control V to paste or right paste. Nice. You got all the data in there. I'm excited. All right. You actually have to go down there and underneath the number 84, there's no yellow cell, but you would click as if there was a yellow cell. It's actually hiding. Yeah, there you go. So do you want to import the second data file?
Okay. Let's see. File, import. You have to go upload.
Browse.
And now we're on this one.
And then the second file. And then we change the location to replace the data. Yeah, that's it.
Is that right?
And then import data.
And then I have to get rid of this one, right? Let me see. How do we do that? Wait. No. I remembered now. Delete row.
Oh, wow. You can do it like that?
Well, yeah.
Delete row. Yeah, that's it. Like it's because you've selected that row already.
And then put in the date.
Put in the date.
Okay.
Right. So January 20th, 2024, hit enter. And it's the number. It's on the right-hand side. And then you're going Control C to copy that cell.
Is this right? I see.
Yeah, you can do it with right click and copy as well.
Okay, and then I hit Shift and down.
And then you hold the Shift and then you go down. Yeah, holding the Shift key lets us select multiple cells at once. And you go all the way to the bottom. And then you just go back up to 88. And then right click paste or Control V.
All right.
There we go. So there's our second product stats file. And now we're going to put in a third product stat file because we need it for the ABCD tool. If you want this ABCD tool now, I'm going to put a link at the top of the video where it'll tell you how to get this ABCD tool for free. So ABCD is not out yet, but hopefully it will be shortly. Or you could always come on the show and then you can get a free copy of the ABCD tool early. Oh, in order for the ABCD tool to work, you need 3 time points in your product stat CSV. So if the middle point is B, then you need a time point before that and a time point after that. And we get to figure out your conversion rate and your stats before you do a change and after you do a change. Nice. So Paula's just typing in her last date.
Oh, that didn't take.
Yeah, that might happen sometimes.
Oh, it even got really big here.
I
Really
have
sure.
no idea how you did that. That's excellent.
It's a special talent.
I'm going to get Control Shift Plus. Sometimes it zooms in. But
Okay. So I copy and paste this.
if you hit Enter, can you just hit Enter for me just so I can confirm it stays on the right-hand side?
Yeah, it's not. I don't know why it's not. You want me to put left or right?
It's not so much that it has to be on the right-hand side. It's so that it has to be a number. If it shows up as a text field instead of a number field, because dates are numbers, then it'll confuse the formulas. But here, let me look and can you share that with me, the data locker source?
Sure.
So I can peek at it as well. There we go. That's me. The second thing is, can you name this Google Sheet? This is your data locker forever.
Okay.
Until the yellow version comes out, but it'll be the orange version for a while.
So I can go ahead and do the 2.
Yeah. So if you want to name that,
there we go.
All right. And do you know how to bookmark this page so you don't lose it in the future?
No. How would I do that?
So there is a star, like right where the URL is at the top, where the website address is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. On the right hand side, there's a star. If you click on that, I like to give it a specific location. So in bookmark bar, can you click on the folder?
Okay.
Does it let you create a new folder or choose another folder?
Choose another folder.
Nice. Let's click choose another folder. And in your bookmark bar, click on at the bottom left of that pop-up. It says new folder.
Okay.
And can you create a folder called Mike?
Oh, sure.
Because this would be the easiest way to remember it. And then hit OK. All right. So we just saved it in the Mike folder. So do you want to copy that date all the way down?
So this is where it didn't take last time. It did something funny.
Yeah, I have to actually peek at that because it has to be a number. And so that's what I'm just looking at right now.
Yep, it did it this time. Okay.
It did do it this time?
Yep, we got it.
And it's a number. Perfect. So now we have 3 data points. Awesome. Can you go back to your latest or the current version of a free seller tool? The one where we're going to put the data locker in.
I have so many of these open now. Hang on a sec. I got to figure it out. That's this one?
That's it. Can you bookmark this and put it in the Mike folder?
Sure. I hope. That's done.
Perfect. So now we're going to link your data locker to your data tool.
Okay.
And the way that we do that is, can you go back to the data locker?
Here's the locker.
Copy the link to that data locker at the very top.
Like that.
And then copy that.
And then go over to here.
Yep. And then in the orange cell, paste the URL for your data locker. Ooh, I'm excited to see if this works.
So am I.
That looks odd because that's not an actual URL.
Let me do this.
Can you go?
Go back.
Can you go Control V?
Yeah, that's not what I hear.
So Google Sheets, what it did there was it automatically it put the title of the file, but we don't want the title of the file. We want the actual thing. So that's good for us to see that. So if you go Control C, and then if you go into the data locker cell, if you go right click, paste.
Oh, up here? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, you have to click in the orange cell.
I'm in there. Yeah, it keeps changing it back to what the title is for it.
Can you click on the edit button?
Yeah, that's.
If you undo this, that's fascinating. How are you pasting it in, Paula?
I'm copying the URL off the top. It says https:// Google spreadsheet, blah, blah, blah.
And then when you're in the orange cell, are you doing Control V?
I tried Control V first, and then it changed the name to the name of the document. And then so here's Control V. And
can you undo that? And I'm going to give you a different command. Can you go Control Shift V? Because that pasted in without formatting. Let's see what happens. That's it. Okay. So I need to write that down.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Well, because I think there's a setting in Google Docs where it remembers, do you want to show the name or the link?
No, and we haven't done that.
Ooh, okay. So now there's a purple box below and it says give permission. So you click on the purple box.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Click on allow access. So you have to give permission to connect to the file here.
Awesome.
What I'm never sure of is how long it takes other people's computers to do this, because I have a pretty powerful machine. So I never know if it's slow for me, does that mean it's super slow for other people? I don't know.
We will find out.
You will. So it's thinking right now, it's connecting to that Google Sheet. I'm going to drink my coffee. Oh, wait, it's saying adding permissions, but at the bottom, I can see there's data. It says product stats CSV. And I can
Yeah.
see 3. Can you zoom that into 200%?
There you
Awesome. Can you scroll down a little bit? So it
Mhm.
says you're using Data Locker 2.0 orange. And if you scroll down, so I see product stats CSV. Perfect. So it says that you have 3 entries. It says the first date and the last date of the data that we have.
Right.
Right. And the sales data and the TPT ads data, they're empty because we haven't uploaded our data. But we don't need it for ABC, the
No.
ABC tool.
No.
All right. So because you're on the show, I've given you an advanced copy of the ABC tool. Do you want to jump to that tab?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So it's probably, there you go. Copy of ABC. So now the fun begins.
We'll see.
Okay. So on the left-hand side,
Mm-hmm.
above the letter D, there's a little plus sign, and it'll expand some options here.
Okay.
Which product? Do you remember which product it was that you changed?
Oh, it's way at the end because it was after I finally wrote the entire first curriculum. I believe it's 79. I will double check it just to make sure it's the right product.
So while she's doing that, I'll just explain something really quickly. When you download your product.csv, it's like a snapshot of your product titles at that time. And so the product.csv may not have the same product titles as your current one, unless you're downloading it right away, like we did in the show.
Okay.
All right.
Well, hang on a sec. I think it's actually 84.
Can I show you a way to double check?
Mm-hmm.
Can you show me the product?
It's right here.
Can you triple click the title? Click, click, click.
On here?
Yeah, instead of double click, triple click. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that works too. Can you copy that?
Mm-hmm.
Control C. So we highlighted the title. We went Control C. Can you go into the Google? Can you go Control F to find something? Control F is the keyboard shortcut to find.
Okay.
And then can you paste in that find field? Yep, you're right. So because you pasted it, do you notice how the product 84 went dark green?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the title. It found it. So you're right. So 84 is the number. Okay. So can you click the minus sign above the letter D to close this pop-up thing. And if you go all the way up to the top of the file, because we're at the bottom.
Hang on. Okay.
So can you choose it says product CSV number under so click in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to choose 80. What was it? You can either
84.
Okay. So either find 84 or click 84. There we go. Okay, so the magic begins here. Time point A is your first product stats CSV. So at the very top, there's a gray circle with a click. Yep, you got it. And if you click on that, you can select your time. Time point B is the day that you changed the product description. So now it's prediction time. If adding the reviews actually made a difference, what would we expect to see? And I'm just talking out loud here. Like, what would you expect to see?
Well, obviously, I don't think it would impact preview rates, but it would impact maybe wish list and the number of products that were purchased.
This is the sales funnel for TPT, right? So basically, we can't measure the number of impressions, but we have an idea about page views, preview rate, and wish list rate. And then we have the earnings. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what was your prediction?
My prediction is that if it made a difference, adding the social proof into the product descriptions, I would have more previews because after they looked at the description, they'd be interested and want to check out the preview. I may have an increase in the number of people who wish list the product.
Right.
And then also, obviously, sales is a factor as well.
Yeah, that's my prediction as well. I think you're right. I think the power of having this ABC tool is we can actually calculate the preview rate as opposed to the exact number of previews. Because I think that'll be the indicator, like the percentage change. But part of me is curious because I wonder if by adding reviews, if we actually added keywords and then it got a bump in search. I wouldn't be surprised if page views went up, but I wouldn't be unsurprised. I wouldn't be not, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows? We'll see.
This is it. We're going to put in the time point C and see what happens. Oh, see what happens. That's funny. All right. So this is your third product stat CSV.
Right. And
Something seems off because the dates, it says minus 172. Oh, that's interesting because time point D, can you put in time point D the same product?
SB.
Yeah. I didn't realize that would actually look.
There it is.
I'm going to change the formatting here. So I'm actually going to hide this because this is only relevant if we have time point D. And I'm going to increase the font size here to 16. Okay. So before and after here.
Okay.
All right. And I will hide. No, I won't. Oh yeah, I will hide this just for fun. I'll hide this column. There we go. So, all right. So before and after, oh, see, this is so interesting. Your product preview rate went down. Yeah, it went down. So it went from 48% to 39%. So people were less likely to look at the product preview afterwards. If I look at the wish list rate, people also wish listed less, but people bought it more slightly.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm going
And
to
more page views as well.
and your page views went up slightly. Can you scroll a little bit to the right-hand side? Because then it'll show us the number of days. So, oh, that's fascinating. You have 21 days exactly before and afterwards.
Right.
So you had more sales of this resource. Is that one or two more sales? Is that one more sale essentially? Is it a $35 resource?
It is indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. So you made one more sale in the same time period. But I think the TPT sellers who love the number 300, I think they would say that you would need 300 page views before you could say something.
It made a difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, do you have a product stat CSV earlier than the one that we put in point A?
I do. However, it was when I first put the product out, and it was, I usually do a sale of some sort with a big product like that. And so it was on sale, but I would have to go back and get it.
Not necessarily now, because we need more page views on this resource. But what we could do is in a follow-up episode, if you're okay with this, is we can look at a wider time range to see if that difference was there. So Paula, how do you feel about that, about what we did today?
Well, I thought it was really interesting. I think it sort of had a little bit of mixed reviews to it. And that's something I wasn't expecting, was fewer previews. That one was a surprise to me. But I also think part of it might even just be the time periods we were doing it. I had, January is the beginning of the year of school in Australia and some other parts of the world. And so I may have been getting more views at that time in January.
Yeah, I think having the date range wider so we get more page views, I think that might be interesting. I wonder if your product preview rate went down because they were like, yep, I'll buy it, and then just buy it.
I wonder that too. That's a possibility as well.
Right. But the data sample is too small to be able to know one way or the other. I guess the question now is, do you feel the need to pivot and remove because we do little experiments, right? Like,
right.
Is it damaging your product, do you think?
I do not know. I think it's just too early to tell. I guess I'd like to go at least a little bit longer, maybe get another data point and then kind of go from there. I know I actually added one of my reviews to the top of one of my best-selling products, and I'm kind of just waiting to see if that helps that one. So we'll see.
Right. You should save your CSV files now because you have a copy of this tool. Ooh, I'm going to show you how to copy this into your next version.
Oh, perfect.
Right? Because this is like a sneak preview. Thank you for hey, thanks for coming on the show. So Paula, you're in the current version it's the version that you're using for the free data tool. And then Mike comes out with a new version because he's constantly putting out new versions. Let's pretend there's a new version. So do you want to go to your email and get that latest version?
Okay. So confirm my subscription again?
Yeah. Confirm your subscription again. Make a copy.
No, it's thinking.
Awesome. So at the start of this, can you write the newest copy or brand new, just so that we know the file name?
Okay.
Because there are a lot of these files and they get confusing.
I have a whole folder of them.
Yes, I imagine. But now you'll only need to keep the data locker. And okay, so this is the brand new copy. Okay, the very first thing we need to do is copy your data locker into here. you can just copy the data folder locker address in the orange field. If you scroll up, there you go. And if you copy that orange link.
Okay. I think I did it right.
Okay. So click and copy. And then if you go into the brand new, latest and greatest version of the data analysis tool, if you go down into the orange cell, if you go Control V, what happens? There we go.
Mhm.
Because this is a brand new file, you'll have to give it permission. So click in the purple box in the corner. It says give permission. There we go. You might have to scroll down a little bit to see the green give permission side.
Oh.
So if you hover over again.
I'm
It's a tiny little red triangle. There we go.
allow access. Okay.
Great. And so this will give the latest version of the data tool. You have to give it access. Oh, and I can see your data in there. It's already loaded, product stats 3. Okay, so this is the newest version. And some of you might come on the show to get the ABCD tool.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back to the Google Sheet that has the ABCD tool.
That would be, I believe, this one.
Okay. And if you go to the ABCD tool in the bottom there. Oh, did we pass it?
And this is the ABCD tool.
Oh, perfect. It says copy of ABCD tool. And the down arrow beside that tab will give you some options.
Mm-hmm.
And there should be one that says copy to.
Copy to.
But copy to existing spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And you're going to click on resend because you recently opened it.
And we're putting it in the brand new one.
And we're going to put it in the brand new one. And then you just hit insert on the right hand side. And then it gives you a link, open spreadsheet. So if you click on that link, oh, yeah, perfect. It'll open up the spreadsheet that I just put it into. And now if you go to the very end of all the tabs, it'll probably say copy of ABCD tool.
There it is, copy of.
Yeah, and if you click in there, it'll probably remember the dates from before. So it's loading your current data.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so that's it. So now you can do little experiments on your own and see whether they actually make a change instead of guessing.
Well,
Yeah, it's a lot, eh?
yeah, I just don't want to get lost in the data and not get any products made. That's all.
Yeah, that's it. That's super important. Thank you so much for saying that, because data is fun, but it's a trap, right? There's analysis paralysis, and then you spend too much time not actually making content. One last quick question, Paula. This was your first time on an episode. How was it for you?
Well, it went better than I thought it would go, in just the sense of my own technological skills on the computer and shifting between spreadsheets and whatnot. But I really enjoyed spending time and looking at our experimenting and the results. And it's just given me more things to ponder and consider.
Yeah, it's a different skill, isn't it? Being able to talk to the camera plus navigate whatever and try to actually do work. But it's like TPT selling, right? Like at the beginning, it was hard, but now as you do it more, you start to recognize product covers or whatever. Any last thoughts before we say goodbye, Paula?
Thank you for your time and allowing me this opportunity to be a part of your YouTube.
Well, yeah, and thanks for being part of the community. For those of you watching, if you have any questions, leave a comment and we'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.